Looks as though the police are still here carrying on with their investigation. Perfect, so let's go find Inspector Gregson and as quickly as possible. Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at the silver tip Iris gave us for him. Oh, there he is. Hey, this is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What is it really worth? Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month. That's greasy. Iris's little handwriting is adorable, isn't it? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Yes, the handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. There's no room for sentiment there. I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it. You don't think it will just make him munch piping hot chips until steam comes out of his ears, do you? Well, that wouldn't be an entirely terrible outcome. Well, take that. Alright, Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry, I don't. I'm very busy today. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure. We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Her ladyship? If I hear it, what? Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Ah, don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What's that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, an appearance fee. That's what it is. An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean... That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me, every time. Yes, of course. I know about your police inspector. I read them avidly. Of course. Here using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still, I'm sorry, Inspector, that must be difficult for you. There we go, mind that. So, what do you want to know, then, eh? Sorry? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust it won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, the little knife-wielding mustache Japanese fellow. Lives a right old hovel. It's just over there. Look. The first floor of that house is on the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's popped up. That is nearby indeed. If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garadeb. Right. Well, if you see her again, you make sure to give her ladyship my regards. You hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson says his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector. We will. Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship. Oh, boy. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely. Can we actually give her his regards? Nope, she's not even here. Okay, well, Mr. Natsume's lodgings we go. Whoa! May I help you? Well, yes, would this be the residence of Mr. John Garadeb? Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling? Her name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo representing Mrs. Sasaki Natsume. I believe he takes lodging here. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb. Did you see that, Mr. Sato? That was a real-life English maid! We saw one in court. I know, as I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day gets better and better. Have you guys forgotten about the cute one at this trial? It certainly feels like we've arrived. We really arrived now, doesn't it? We only need to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadev, we'll see you now. This way. Yes. Oh boy. There's a lot to unpack about this place. Like, there's a cannon? That's a full-size cannon. What is it doing here? Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica. That old thing? Bah, a little more than a toy. Sorry? The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house. Really? It isn't overkill? Be prepared, I always say. You never know when a twisted world is going to throw at you. Boy, next boy. Do you think there might be trouble brewing, Mr. Garadev? Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over a barrel, you see. They dry very well in the cannon there, Joan tells me, which rather proves my point, I feel. It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Oh my gosh. I noticed you have a pile of books here, Mr. Garadev. Do you enjoy reading? Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book. Oh, there's a copy of Rance magazine here, I see. No doubt Mr. Garadev enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes too. The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem. Well, there's his uniform. A uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though. That old thing? Not much better than rags, really. Oh. Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past. They would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous! I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here? Ah, those little things. A couple little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know? Became a bit of a colorful regiment folklore of that incident. You mean you deliberately hunted out and spent shells? Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you? Useful for what exactly? Yes, well. Joan here did manage to knock one of the volley things on my foot the other day while she was dusting. Oh no! Hadn't shed a tear since 1869. Nice. Before that, you know. Maybe consider throwing them away! You're a worse hoarder than I am. That thing looks like a Medal of Honor and it's showcased on a grand banner. Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say. Although it bothers me that it's not straight. What? That old thing? Sorry? I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bodily things out of my way. So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose. Appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says, for distinguished participation. It's a participation medal? Is it the kind of honors even I could be in line for? Well, what doesn't like the ball wants trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles. That portrait of Mr. Garadev is glaring at me, I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garadev as well? Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion and mantelpiece as well. Yes. Seems to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket. Seems to come back? What do you mean? The chap who runs the place is a bully wizard Went to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now that I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need. The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements. Sadasa doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. Jeez. Look at the enormous screen. It must be put up there deliberately, surely. Yes, it certainly seems that someone's trying to hide something from view. I mean, quite a place for. I mean, if it's like a changing rack, why is it in front of the windows? What could be behind it? I wonder. I'm going to have a very quick look, just a little peek. Ahem. Maybe that's not, Mrs. Sato. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. Ahem. Oh, look! Oh, a wonderful collection of cakes lined up, like, on that gleaming silver cake stand. Lined up. It's more like someone has half demolished them to me. Afternoon tea is my form of indulgence, you know. It's quite the English way. It is Mr. Garadeb's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute, though. There's at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. Well, naturally, and it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whenever Mr. Garadeb doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up. How magnanimous of you. Huh, a candlestick. This old candle holder looks out of place here, wouldn't you say? Wait, is it right? It's clearly supposed to be gold, but it's almost completely black for some reason. That old thing, yeah, it's just a cheap piece of ironmongery gimcrack, really. Oh. Used it when I was studying, don't you know? For my commission. No, it's old, hardly worth hanging on to, really, but, well, still has its uses sometimes. Of course. Does everything in this room have some elaborate story behind it? There are memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories. Is that a kilt? Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? Although the shelves seem to be broken, and the crockery is, oh dear, it's in pieces. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice. I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it? Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here. This window looks over the Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked. Oh yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene. The clouds is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly. Is this thing open at all, I wonder? I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir. Sorry? As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No London will go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you. It's very unlikely these two would have seen anything of the incident then. Still. Good day to you. John Garadeb at your service. Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Reno's Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer. Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot in the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwand. Don't you know? Under marrow for my pains, but had to withdraw from the service, handed over to the reins to the up-and-comings. So he's a retired soldier. It's a hell of a job getting up and down stairs now. I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine. And quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. You must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't you think so? Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal. Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really. I would like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, fetch that. Ah! That's an old woman, be careful!
Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir.
Jolly, you took the skin off my hands! I should be more careful, sir. That's right, there you have it. Living the quiet life now. Yes, I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right? Yes, we're very grateful if you can answer some questions for us. Only too pleased, naturally, especially if it helps keep the peace here in Brightly. We forged an alliance with the Empire in Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. Oh, it is? Is it? We even had some famous detective poking around, you know? In this old house, would you believe? Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business. Oh, but you have a copy of Rant's magazine here, so... No. Anyway, the chap's investigating the Florida's room as we speak. So he's in Soseki-san's room. It's a bloody nuisance, is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garrett, please do tell us. Yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week. Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodges most of the time. One on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor became available a week ago, you see. There'd been... Ah! Dash it all, Joe! Do be careful! Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady soul from the moment I set eyes on him. Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written over his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joe, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm really wrong about anything. We won't be calling this maid as witness, that's for sure. Yeah. Is there anything else that struck you as suspicious about this man at all? I have a feeling these two are actually married. Like, I don't know why she's a... cause there's something going on here. Yes, oh yes, indeed there was. And she's dying to tell us. Had you noticed anything else about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh my word, yes, the man was shadier than an orchard. Could you elaborate? Well, take the man's room, absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he would never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And funny little man is long past the time when everyone else in the house is going to bed too. Oh, I see. The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night, but I never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. Oh. Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I understand that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct? That's right, yes, they're both below us, on the first floor, forward street level. Then, how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times they come back in the evening, for example, even the times they go to bed. Ah! Good grief, Joe! Be more careful, woman! Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. Something doesn't add up here. Yeah, they keep doing... she keeps doing that. It seems the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at around that time? The window? Yeah, that one. Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby? 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garrett household, so I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. I would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I just think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? Such as... such as, like, anything at all, even if it seems unrelated. Well, yes, was there something then? Well, there's nothing particularly significant, but around that sort of time in here that...
Ah! For the love of God, Joe, watch what you're doing!
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Do be more careful, woman!
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Hollow. Oh, yes? I have an exceedingly good memory as far as I remember. Nothing of any significance took place here at that hour, nothing at all.
She's hiding something. Oh, really? Mr. Garrett? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been. Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Ah! Joe, dash it all! What's the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yes, quiet. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan?
That's right, Mr. Garrett.
What is the matter with these two? Sounds like something happened in this room on the evening of the incident, but what? I wish I knew. So can we go to Mr. Natsume's room? Tell us which floor Mr. Natsume is at. Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there even as we speak? Yes. Told me Mr. Nuts' name has asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we had a look around in Mr. Natsume's room, I mean? Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs. Who knows if we'll find anything else that can help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we? Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Miss Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Alright. Alright then. Alright, Mr. Natsume's room, let's go. Wow! Kitty! 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 What? Just look at this place. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's mountains of old books that are responsible for that. Kitty! I don't see why I don't think I've seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think, once upon a time. But for some reason it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? No, that's true, but according to what Mr. Garrett told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Okay, well... Kitty! Kitty! Ah! So cute! Oh, what an adorable little cat! Perhaps he's looking after all books while his master's away. I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mikey, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat in Great Britain? Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan. That made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. Oh. That death seems to be wedged into the crevasse between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a secondhand bookshop. Your books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of purchase 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. It's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. All right. We got some evidence. Could you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one point at one time after all, although what remains is a frame and some bricks now. So really it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would someone deliberately brick it up like that? I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps that's enough that they painted the brick design on, on an fit of whimsy. Ah! Phoenix girl! Oh, thanks for the, oh my gosh! Thank you for the raid. Here are your countermeasures, I hope. I hope this works.
Do something!
It's out of the park!
Thanks for the raid, Phoenix girl. I never expect that raid. Like, I never expect the raid notification. It's just, that like I have. It's so. What a further surprise. Welcome, Phoenix girl and raiders. We're playing the Great Ace Attorney, and this is, and like I'm Westerford. I'm a VTuber, a cat VTuber, and we're on case 4. So yeah, thanks for stopping by and stick around if you wish. Yeah, who knows? It's free country. Anyway, that's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason. Oh. Thanks for the follow, Caesar. Whatever. Yeah, the lack of ventilation. It was very impressive. Does I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. Okay, well let's look at the books. Look at all those books stacked there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No, what a dreamy idea. A bad dream, maybe, for me at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. Oh, that is so sad. So reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. I certainly did expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. Oh, actually, do I even, do I even have, did I even add that command? Ah, there you go. Oh, you're playing Pokemon Unite. That's, cool. Yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm not used to getting raids, so I have no idea what to do during, raids, so I'm a little rusty, so, but yeah. Also, Maneki Neko. Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous Dharma doll that you brought in your luggage? Hey! Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I want a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word! Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Anyway, there's a lot of trash, there's a bunch of things, a pillow, oh, paper! Look at all these balls of paper on the floor, there are notes scrawled all over them. Ooh. Ooh, that like sounds fun. Like fun times. Like fun times indeed. Yeah. It looks like the paper basket is so full they've just fallen out. I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you? Or deeply averse to tying up his mess. I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. Man, just seeing a mess like this just makes me want to clean it, you know? Seriously, this is not... Bleh, blah, 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 blah. And also, this is not... oh! How long were you there, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, look, Mr. Naruto! How long was he there? Ha! There he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he doesn't mind if we disturb him. Hello, it's Sholmes! Ah, you two, good day! Now, let me see. Where was it that we met? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Buria. Ah, yes, of course, the Buria. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? It was Kazuma Asagi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us. Oh yeah, spoilers. Sorry. Yes, but of course. For the case of Mr. Asagi, it was one with the stake, wasn't it? Oh, well, you seem to remember something of it at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the wait, what? To remain remembered vaguely. What an honor. This is Mr. Oh, no, my dear madam. Hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Narahodo. And Mr. Susato. Seriously? Seriously? Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. I lose the first round. Good to see you, man. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London, but some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So they apprehended Sasaki-san in that short amount of time? I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements as well. A little? It's a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls that can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. That sounds like Sherlock, all right. I mean, Herlock. Yeah, yes, from my own words of inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose. Yeah, Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Goodness, what an earnest expression! My dear madam, I should be only too pleased that this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Okay. So, Mr. Natsume's arrest. What's up with that? We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Sasaki Natsume. It seems you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road. Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines. But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little? I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean. What? I can't believe you were looking Sato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. How? I assure you that I have no recollection of accusing your your stooped compatriot of the crime. But that doesn't make sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request to me, and I quote verbatim: "We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene." Ah, a man seen fleeing. Where there were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there's a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question. So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then? That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliography. Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no. Oh dear. So, about the landlord. Tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Garrido, a retired military man. It was the first time I ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services. And it was the first time I ever met a maid from the great British institution that is service. Except you forgot about the cute maid you saw at court? I didn't think it was that funny! I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer. And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken a social standing of those dwelling therein. I wish I could afford a maid. Betoken their social standing. Sorry? But put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea, and it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs, specifically in a retired army veteran, Mr. John Garrido. Oh. Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of the case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I am thoroughly lost on what he means to say. He's very loquacious. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one. But sooner or later, as I said. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. This used to be a hideout to break into a bank! I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax. Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that! Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. What? Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up, while the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere, in an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. Thank goodness. That does not sound healthy. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps. It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think? Apparently Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? You remember that, did you? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? Yeah. I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes, trust. Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea! Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Huh? Oh, and one more thing. Oh? What is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us. I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to the case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Gardev is? As Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he? Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case. Mr. Naruhodo, as yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success in it, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to, to his book in the corner of the room. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, so true. To be or not to be. That is indeed the question, Mr. Naruhodo. To be or not to be brushed off, that's the question, and the answer is all too clear. Let's leave Mr. Sholmes in peace, shall we? Well, where to next? Ah, here we go. You appear again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Mr. Herlock Sholmes? Ah, yes, rings a big bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me why? For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're bloody doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave, if you'll be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourself. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. Wait, I see who's... Aha! What's he doing over there? Why does he keep doing that? Mr. Sholmes! Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows! Gracious, when did you sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service.
What were you doing over by the window?
I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet suddenly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small piece of spare space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is a prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Yes, yes, yes. Wait, he's not talking about. Is he? I didn't expect to be going through with that again so soon. Yes, yes. Do you mean Mr. Schultz? There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you are prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There is just enough time for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Let's do this. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Mr. Garadeb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerable distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one calls first-rate. Huh? I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon. The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. Eh? And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Listen, look! Your man is broken down in a cold sweat. Unbelievable. It seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusion is both spot on. How could you possibly... How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Yes! Game is afoot. Alright! Let's do it. I just love these parts. The nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage as of late with these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question: what form might this beast take? And he's looking over there. Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast, it has run rampant here, is revealed by the lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. This is piffle, I ask you. In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India that which you try to keep in this very house. What? Wait a minute. What? He has a handprint on his face. Yet, living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you would have imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well. Yet, as we look around, the beast in question fails to be present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame?
Me?
I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
Is it?
Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Huh? Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb, at Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran about amok this room was an Indian lion, and a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Well, at least it's a happy ending for the lion. Rampaging Asiatic lion. Alright, topic 2. Things will only get better and better. Now, Mr. Garadeb, it is plainly clear that you still have a deep feeling for the formidable beast. For this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel of being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, Matt! I simply... But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is a pile of bills, giving rise to the pain you suffer, huh? Every envelope gains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. As though you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable?
The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire strait of the carpet, we need only look at the tower case! There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Marie Antoinette, I believe. Like, food is at the heart of all tragedy. In fact, whatever do you mean? Having tired of its taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need to spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by this beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Sholmes. Sholmes. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Sholmes, we should fix this. What is the matter with you, Joe? Your pouring scolding hot tea all over me!
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garadeb. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too.
Oh.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but can I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it, again? Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth often lies beyond the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider that what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion has run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garadeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. That's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said that you sold the lion to the circus! What about the food? The meat and potatoes are one thing, but I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. My dear Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. I'm sure that's very true. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruto, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight message. That's all Mr. Sholmes' seduction need. A slight massage. That is all Mr. Sholmes' seduction need. You can do it. Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruto. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning of Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Alright, hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Okay, let's try this again. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form will this beast take? Ah, for a man of military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garradeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. I really don't see the lion thing coming. Didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garradeb's reaction, it rather seems as though the beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garradeb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. What's this? What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garradeb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. I know, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably not best to delve too deeply here. This must have been where Mr. Garradeb was still in the army. He seems to be carrying his rather stout bride effortlessly, and beaming a smile at the same time. I suppose he was very strong in his younger years. Hard to imagine now, he's as thin as a rake. The glass is broken and you can't see the bride's face at all, but no amount of cracks could hide the woman's plump form. Wow! I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruto. Yes, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower there. Not someone you want to upset, that's for sure. Oh look, have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yes, it's an unusual design. It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower. I'll look around. Well, this is the line statue Mr. Sholmes picked out. Yes, I wonder. Perhaps it is. If you did live with a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. I think that's like a mouse trying to tell his family that a cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a bit of flight of fancy, isn't it? Anyway, the beast we're looking for is something else. Have a good look around. And a mortar shells. These are shells for the cannon, aren't they? What a strange place to keep them. I imagine they have some significance to Mr. Garradeb from his time in the army. Ah, of course. He mentioned a battle to us before, didn't he? Do you remember? He said they had been shot in the knee. Perhaps it's one of these that hit him? If a round that side hit his knee, there'd be nothing left of it. Or Mr. Garradeb, for that matter. Mr. Sholmes has a Persian slipper, and this man has spent shells. Perhaps it's customary in Britain to display, well, rubbish on the mantelpiece. Okay, let's look at the photograph. And I believe it's this. Yes! Alright. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the newly-wed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruto. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed picture, print pictures of your wife, Mr. Garradeb. And while we meant the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms, and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Oh, indeed. Surely a woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late, the fact remains of the beast which is so clearly savage and rude. Was your wife Mr. Garrideb? Yeah! The chilling traces of wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well... Yet, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but this is plain to me with one glance in your direction. Is it? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garrideb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue to her whereabouts, a clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrideb's wife could be. Yeah, there's a handprint. Aha! Aha! What a charming little teapot. And it's in pristine condition. Jonah's been pouring some deliciously fragrant tea for Mr. Garrideb, hasn't she? Well, not so much for Mr. Garrideb as on Mr. Garrideb, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't dream of drawing attention to it. Too tightly shut eyes to even avoid the chance of a giveaway glance. Pursed lips to prevent any secrets from slipping out. Rounded cheeks to deflect any abuse that might be hurled her way. Yes, this is an unnervingly powerful woman, Mr. Sato. It's your turn to turn a phrase that's unnerving, Mr. Naruto. So this wedding ring. She's wearing a very large ring, look! Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring. It looks like it's on there for life too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger of that size. That's something to think, Mr. Naruto, not to say. Do you know Mr. Garrideb's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one? It was a very large sunflower design as well. Really, you have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? Coincidence? I think not. Yeah! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming from your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown in the hand of Mr. Garrideb's bride in the photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my word! I freaking called it. I freaking called it. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmised, this is the wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally cork. Ah! It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you're a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns of appearances are a folly. Amen! You mean Mr. Garrideb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb? Only in company, obviously. But listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please! It's not gonna be a secret, is it? The raging wife of Mr. Garadeb. Alright. Topic 2. Now, Mr. Garadeb. It is plainly clear that you still have a deep feeling for this formidable beast. Yes. Indeed, that blithe pose of distress this loss has caused you is vertibly tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. No, it's not that. Mr. Sharp is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. Oh my gosh! No! No! I'm sorry! Oh no! But Mrs. Garadeb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true! So perhaps that supporting arm seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Schultz, Mr. Garadeb's pain is intangible. It is tangible though. What could that pose of his really signify? Well, look at that pipe. That's a very large pipe, isn't it? Yes, anyone who has something that size hanging out of his or her mouth on a regular basis is sure to have a serious chin like Mr. Garadeb's. But what's that white binding around it about? Supporting arm. Mr. Garadeb certainly looks glum. According to Mr. Drom's deduction, that's because he's having to endure acute pain of losing something dear to him. But we know he hasn't lost his wife, so that means there must be another cause for the pain he's suffering. Slap cheek. Oh my, look at the bright red mark! Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Garadeb has been slapped in the face, it seems. Hard! I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Yikes, yeah. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I say. Probably the beast.
Take that!
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek refuses to fade. Was you, Madame Joan Garadeb?
Well, yes.
You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your face, on your cheek, sir. Ah! How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to a violence such as violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garadeb to fly into a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, this is a pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we established that the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garadeb's wife. This is not a Hardo, she's a person, not a thing! Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark effect. That's more impressive than terrifying. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? Why wouldn't she? I'd love to know the answer to that question. Like, who wouldn't want to slap their husband? Looking at all these bills, it certainly amounts to a great deal of food. Meat and potatoes by the cartload, wasn't it? Well, looking at the two of them, you could tell immediately who eats the lion's share of the household. Well, at least we're not longer talking about an actual lion anymore. There's a bookmark here. There's also... someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look! Mr. Garadeb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look at the signature to the lip mark made with lipstick! Oh, what a passionate, romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Susanna-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note, then. It's a love note. There are a bunch of broken plates here. Oh dear, this plate has been smashed to pieces, and nobody seems inclined to tidy up the mess. Perhaps some sort of high art. Really, Mr. Naruto? Well, anyone who has a cannon on display in the living room is clearly a little eccentric. Yes, let's call it eccentricity. Whoops! What causes the most pain to any man? The answer, of course, is breaking one of your favorite plates! What am I going to eat my dinner off now, you cry? But no one hears your sorrow. What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruto? Just follow your natural progression of deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is, you do not have a turn for observation or deduction. Did that hurt? Yes, a lot. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, of course, don't we? A slap across the cheek was that a deep and loving bond. Perhaps but it said that the stronger people's feelings are, the more fiercely they react to betrayal. You seem to know a lot more about the heart ways of the heart, Mr. Naruto. I read a lot in a popular novel I borrowed off from Kazuma. So we're looking for a reason why Mrs. Garrett would have... Okay, this time I'm going to touch this. Take that! Mary. Yes, it's the love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here? Yeah! But I don't know the bully woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just the book. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say. That's right. That's what I've been trying to say. Ah! Unlikely story. Now listen here, Jono thing. I explained it at the time. I borrowed the book at the second-hand place, and the note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was just using the note as a bookmark. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say. Ah! Unlikely story. For heaven's sakes, woman! Look at the name! It's written to James! My name, in case you've forgotten, is John! Ah! Unlikely story. Are you questioning my name now? And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Now, in the final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could possibly cause such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid you have inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eyes have settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire strait of the carpet, we don't know to look at the tower cakes. No. But surely Mrs. Garrett didn't eat the carpet? No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Schultz's deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garrity's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes! Ah, so many cakes. Is that all you can think about? Well, look at them, Mr. Naruto. There's a mountain of them, and they all look so delicious. It's more of a tower than a mountain, I'd say. It's a mountain, and it's my hope that one day, in our very homeland, I'll be able to perform a tea ceremony at the foot of such a mountain. Now I'm just wanting cake. Dang it, I really want cake now. This is definitely a tower. So the circus. This is an advertising handbill for the circus. Batty's Circus. It's in a nearby park. Isn't this the same one as we saw earlier? The one that was folded up in Mrs. Garrity's pocket? Perhaps they're very great circus lovers. It could be that the Hungry Lion is somehow involved again here, could it? Oh dear, I do hope not. Candlestick? This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me that even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is only one of the candle of the three missing it from its holder? Take that.
Take that!
Yeah! Yes, to explain the dire straits of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth? Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. By the indeed they are. The scorch marks on the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks. Scorch marks? Yes, indeed. It would appear that this room was at the scene of a little marital altercation. Mrs. Garridib's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, for the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion or a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So, you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire! Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you! Ah, frick! Oh. Holy cow! Elementary. It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop that's just around the corner. Buy all of my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material, for which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark. And Beast is most certainly after scrap. Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by the fire when the candle fell to the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in a blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bloody thing. I was caught between an old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. It didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bloody furniture started going up as well. We had to hide behind that screen for the time being. Very hard to... You know, I kind of noticed that right from the beginning, you know? Over here, Mr. Garridib? Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me. I had my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, there it was. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There was I, backed up against the window under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride? Ah yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. Well, the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was a total carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fennel. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think. So that's exactly the same time as the terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty can have been flattened outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashing thing. Oh, really? Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruto, what can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of this situation now. But what does this have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? Can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be irrelevant or not. I just knew you were gonna say that. Now, Mr. Naruto, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories, those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? The visiting hours of the prison will soon be over. Oh no, is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. No more time to think. Perhaps you'd like to take yourselves a bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrison. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Saseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. What a miserable sight. Oh dear, but at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames. I suppose so. But my whole collection went up in smoke, you know. All those novels I adored so much. Well, John, whose fault is that? Not mine, that's for sure! Well, whoever may or may not be to blame, I'm quite sure you could buy some new books to replace them, can't you? New old books? Bolly nonsense. It does sound like a contradiction in terms, but then these two are full of contradictions. That's couples for you, Mr. Naruto, or so I've been led to believe. Well, let's go. Back to the prison we go. It's time, Mr. Naruto. Let's hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a cat. Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Gyarados house. Huh? What the frick? What? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Who are you calling old man, you rub-looking nimny-pimney? What the frick? What is that chin? What is that chin? Seriously, what is that chin? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are meant to enter into others. Who's the Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about? Excuse me. What the? Who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looks as though there might be some problems here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke, is a lawyer. A lawyer? What? If I could be of assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law. Fine, I'll be on my way for today. But mark my words. This ain't over yet. Get thee to a nunnery. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? What the frick is going on with this case? I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle! Thank you. What was all that about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here in the garret of the residence? Oh, fairy submitting, thou art so right! I do dwell in this humble abode! And Mr. Garrett had mentioned he had another lodger, didn't he? That's supposed to be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Right, yes, a gentleman named Natsume? Oh, more worthy a polemist in my battle of lords ne'er there could there be. Sorry, value, did you say? Who the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see. So partners? I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances, at least. So fair maiden, so good gentlemen. I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well! Okay, I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. Seems he's unaware of what happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Sasaki-san and the man in his lodges, the garret house is certainly full of eccentricities. Anyway, I'll go find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly waiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Okay, well, that was the thing. 19th of February. Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched! We are so sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh no! There's nothing on it! Relax! If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots! Noble, nurturing, never-failing, keep on ease! Oh, let's not get carried away now. Oh, I quite agree. There is nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand, it is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the facts. Such is my belief, at least. It's you! The miserable, rotten spy! Hairlock Shelves! Mr. Shelves, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se. Save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in the gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been delightful and cost me not a penny. Ah, you! How dare you! Hairlock Shelves! I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in today's trial as well. My whole life has been damned! What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Curse is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by when you said what you said just now about the trial tomorrow being cursed? Oh no, why? Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous! I was just getting carried away, that's all! I didn't mean anything by it! Oh, I see. That's really agitating him. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me! Summarize it in 16 salient words! No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the trial Reaper stands for the prosecution, ever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That really was 16 words! Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper, but then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in an unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded. What? Ah, I'm impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that, having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zykes killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. You have some wonderful notions! Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh, yes. Why, of course he is. Ah, of course he is! Then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? Van Zykes is quite an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good! The thing looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered by several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it for their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want are able to sway the jury, which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly is from time to time, my dear madam, it is simply the reality of the situation. And that's alright? However, those indicted by Lord Van Zykes cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. And it is most striking. Disappear? But how? Ah, by all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a peasant carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh, no, no, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. I knew it. I'm dead! No, dead or doomed! When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to the room at Mr. Garrett's house, I assume. Do you say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me all the time, from dawn to dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I've had to move a number of times, most recently to the room on Briar Road a week ago now. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. The rent is cheap, I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it! But if not, don't mention it in the first place!" Yes, well said. But it was true. It was all true. You mean the room really is cursed then? ever since I moved to that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I wake feeling as though I've been choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the streets. I'm branded a killer, thrown into prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm run by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all? To believe, yes, to believe. Mr. Sholmes. Ms. Naruto? Great, what can I do for you? It's about the case of the Suspiria, if you recall. The Buria. Ah, that case, the one with the stake. Yes, the one with the stake. Well, yes. At the time, I was a suspect. You believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me? I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shading Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room? Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said, I didn't do it. But I could have been lying! Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you nor that in that which you were telling me. What? You see, the only thing I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion. Meaning, whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right. Look, I'm student Mr. Naruto Esquire. Whether or not I can believe in myself. Defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. You are so right, Kazuma. Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear, there is never enough time, is there? Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Look upstairs! Mr. Naruto Esquire! As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday, and although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else and trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruto. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's important to believe, it's imperative that we prove that in court. Look, Mr. Naruto Esquire, I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So, I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruto, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Mrs. Sato, yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Ah. It's time to stop looking backwards. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. Cosmo believed in me, and Mr. Schultz believes in me now too. So it's time. Time I learned to believe in myself. Saseki-san has no one. He's all alone, so it's my job to help him, to fight for his corner. Tomorrow in the courtroom with all the strength I could muster. Well, there we go. Well, let's do it. Here we go. Next time on The Greatest Attorney, we'll begin the trial of Case 4. See you then. But in the meantime, I'll be right back. I'll